So the O horizon is the top layer of soil containing organic matter and humus. The A zone is a zone of leaching, also known as the alluvial zone, and the soil is light in color. The B horizon is the alluviation zone, and is the zone of accumulation and is yellowish in color and rich in nutrients. The C horizon is weathered parent material with partially broken down inorganic minerals of either rock or sediment. And the R horizon is bedrock. Humus is organic component of soil formed by decomposition of leaves and other plant materials. Parent material is organic bedrock or source rock that weathers into soil. Weathering involves no movement. Physical weathering involves wind, rain, and freezing. Chemical weathering involves chemical reactions often enhanced with low pH. Erosion involves movement. Examples include rocks falling and debris flowing. Permeability is how fast water will move through soil. Porosity is how much space there is between the grains of sediment in the soil. The soil triangle is used to classify types of soil determined by the proportion of sand, clay, and silt in it. Here is a picture. The pH of soil affects how much soil nutrients are available to plants. Adding sulfur lowers the pH, while adding limestone raises it. Contour plowing is plowing perpendicular to the slope to help prevent erosion. Terracing helps prevent soil erosion on steep slopes in mountainous regions. Treed windbreaks help prevent soil erosion. Monoculture is only harvesting one crop. A pro of monoculture is less plant competition, while a con of monoculture is that the plants are more susceptible to disease. Polyculture is harvesting more than one crop. A pro of polyculture is more plant diversity. A con of polyculture is slower harvest. Broad-spectrum pesticides such as DDT target wide varieties of pests. Spectrum pesticides target only one pest.
Bioaccumulation refers to the accumulation of substances, such as pesticides or other chemicals, in an organism. Biomagnification is when a substance in an organism increases as you move up the food chain. Rachel Carson is an ecologist that helped ban the use of DDT. Crop rotation is the planned order of specific crops planted on the same field. It's also one of the oldest and most effective cultural control strategies. Nitrogen fixation converts atmospheric nitrogen into ammonium, which can be used to make organic compounds like amino acids. A legume is any plant of the legume family, especially those used for feed, food, or as a soil-improving crop. Fast-release fertilizers are useful because their nutrients are immediately available to plants and have an immediate response. Fast-release fertilizers, however, are subject to rapid depletion from the soil due to leaching. In general, slow-release fertilizers take a long time to release nutrients, and these nutrients may not be available when the plant needs them. The phosphorus cycle is when phosphorus moves slowly from phosphate deposits on land and in shallow ocean sediments by weathering to living organisms and then back into the ocean and land. Cover crops are crops grown near the primary crop being produced. Benefits of them include improved soil quality, erosion control, improved soil fertility, weed control, and they also encourage beneficial insects. The slash and burn technique releases CO2 and in turn causes acid rain and global warming. The Green Revolution is the development of new strains of crops with higher yields, better resistance to disease, and/or better ability to grow under poor conditions. Genic crops are crops that transfer a desirable trait from one organism to another. One downside to transgenic crops is that they have unintended effects. An example of this is the Bt gene that kills monarch butterflies. One of the benefits of transgenic crops is shown in rice, which is the staple food for millions. And it lacks vitamin A, and vitamin A deficiency can cause blindness. But scientists have developed a gene for rice crops that will produce the missing vitamin. Transgenic escape is when genetic modification can find its way into the natural environment by way of an intermediate hybrid. Europeans look at genetically modified crops in a negative way, whereas Americans use them all the time. Oh hey, didn't see you there. The CCC was a public work relief program created by FDR in his New Deal. Teddy Roosevelt established the first national wildlife refuge. Clear cutting is removing all the trees from an area. This method is the most impactful on an environment. Selective cutting is cutting of dead and diseased trees. This method is more sustainable and provides more habitat and less fragmentation. Controlled burning reduces disease, pests, and chances of large wildfires.
One method of fishing is trawling. Trawling is dragging a net across the ocean floor, and you can catch shrimp, flounder, and cod using this method. Another method is longline fishing. This uses target fish like tuna with several hundred hooks. Drift netting is the use of large drifting nets. The negatives of this include fish being entangled and turtles and seabirds getting snagged. Purse seine fishing is using large nets to scoop up large schools of fish, such as yellowfin tuna. Commercial fishing is the activity of catching fish and other seafood for commercial profit, mostly from wild fisheries. Fish farming is the principal form of aquaculture. Aquaculture raises fish, shrimp, and other seafood in nets floating in open water. Aquaculture has less negative effects to the marine ecosystem than commercial fishing. Maximum sustainable yield is the population size that yields the maximum production that would allow the population to be sustained indefinitely. Currently, the 5 countries that dominate the fishing industry are Japan, China, Russia, Chile, and the US. Recently, the principal market tuna catchers of Japan and Taiwan have become the largest among all countries. Tragedy of the commons is a theory that states that individuals act according to their own self-interest. They act contrary to the best interests of the whole group by depleting some common resource.